Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Formula 4 in iRacing for a track guide. This time we're at MotorLand Aragon for what should be another wonderful week of racing, as they always are. If you're new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap and then a breakdown lap. And we're back in the cockpit one final time, the driving line on. This is using the fixed setup on iRacing for Aragon and brake bias of 56%. Right, let's start. Okay, full disclosure, I'd never driven this track before this session, so if I've missed something that's massively obvious to someone that knows it, please let me know. I did look and I didn't see many guides for this. A couple of you asked for it. So, first braking marker, just before the 50 metre on the right hand side, down to third gear, nice trail off. And we're going to go flat out here, up through turn 3. Back over to the right hand side, and we're going flat, but just before we get to the curbing, we're going to bring it all the way down to third gear. Bit slidey on exit, don't worry about that. If you're finding that you can't handle that slidiness, then just be a little bit more delicate on the throttle. Using third gear here through 7, I went a little bit early, had to come off and then went back on. Not ideal. 50 metre marker here at turn 8. The inside again, very slippery little corner this one, so just very gentle coming back on with the gas, making sure you're cutting these corners like I am, keeping one set of tyres on the asphalt, looking at a nice wide entry here into turn 12 and looking for braking marker being just at the start of the rumble strip. Again, cutting the corner here through 13. Try and keep it in third gear around here. Second is just a little bit too slidey. So the long straight, we'll be able to get lots of passing done here in the week. But I have a feeling this corner will be a lot of death. Right, so we're looking on the right hand side for the 150. And just after that, we brake long and hard. I go all the way down to first. Have that really tight hairpin followed by the chicane. This should be a lot of fun to race. And over and across the line in a 159.100. For the first time I did what I would class as being a hot lap on here, I did about a 203 and I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. And I went on Garage 61 and realised it wasn't. So yeah, I wanted to get down to the low 159s. My optimal was a 158.9. So yeah, there is a little bit of extra speed out here. But if you follow this, you will be competitive. Right, breakdown lap coming. Okay, breakdown lap. Right. So the braking marker, as you can see, we've got the 100 meter marker on the right hand side there. If you look just below the map, and it has this nice white line painted across. So that's going to be our braking marker. So as we get to this white line, you can see I start going onto the brakes. I go onto the brakes up to about 80%, come down through the gears, trailing it off once I start my turn in, all the way down to third gear. And as you can see, as I get to the apex, I come off the brakes and I actually start building back up on the gas. You're just wanting to miss this little no-cut curb on the left-hand side there. And as I get to the curb, I'm already back up to sort of 85%. This next bit's flat, so if you see, we're taking a whole load of curb on the right-hand side, keeping that left-hand tyre on the asphalt. This next one, we're also taking flat. So nice wide entry, missing the no-cut red curbing here on the right. Back over to the right-hand side. So we're going to miss this apex because we want a nice wide entry coming into turn 5 here. So we're not wanting to get right on the apex. And as soon as we start getting sort of mid-track and towards this curbing on the right side, that's when we're going to brake. We're going to try and brake long rather than hard because of the angle that we're coming in at. We're trying to straighten the wheel as best as possible, braking up to about 58%, dropping it down to 4th. And we're still trailing off, dropping it down to third. We don't want to hit this inside curbing on the left-hand side, but we're back up at 100% nice and early. Now, as I say, on exit here, I have a bit slidey time. So if you can't deal with that, then just get on the gas a little more gently or a little bit later than I have. As you could see, I was back on 100% just ahead of the apex. We can just go flat, go back out to the left-hand side. And then our next braking marker, as you can see, is just before this white line on the left and just as we get to the rumble strip. And we're braking here only up to about 50%. We drop it down to third. And then we start building back up on the gas. Now, as you can see, I went a little bit early, had to come off because I wasn't going to make the apex. Then I made the apex, and then I could get on 100%. Now, we need to keep our right-hand tyres on the red and yellow rumble strip here, otherwise you will get an off-track. For turn 8, we're looking at this 50-meter marker. I'm leaving it in fourth. As we get to the 50-meter marker, or just before, as you can see, I brake up to nearly 70%, trail it off down to the apex, drop it down to third, getting back on the gas. And then basically, as we come away and we're in the mid-track, little dab on the brakes again, up to about 55%. Trail that off. We're leaving her in third, and we're trying to get back onto 100% as early as possible, as people are aware of. Flat through 10, flat through 11, which is this kink. Now for turn 12, the braking marker is basically the start of the red and yellow rumble strip. So as we get there, braking up to about 70%, again, why pull that speed off in the straight line? I know I say it every time. Drop it down to third. And we're trying to get back on the gas at the apex. Trying to get up to 100%, which we can do on exit here. We're going flat here through turn 13. Nice wide entry into 14. And for me, the braking marker is the start of these cones here. So as we get into the cones, I brake up to 75%. We trail it off down to the apex, third gear. And just to reiterate, 56% brake bias. Little dab on the brakes. Leaving her in third gear. Trying to not hit this no-cut curb that you can see. This little nipple that sticks out. Keeping her on the track, which is the red and yellow. Right, in my mind, it's the 150 that we're looking for, just on the right-hand side. So it's actually just after the 150. It's, yeah, more basically just as we get to the red and yellow curving here, right in front of us. So as we get that, braking up to 90%, and we're holding it, trying to wipe all that speed off because you come from such a fast straight before that. Dropping it all the way down to first gear. Look, I'm still trailing it off all the way down to the apex, and then I'm gradually coming back on with the gas, back up to 100% on exit. Cut this corner here at 17. And again, we're just going flat through 17 and 18 all the way to the line. And that is the breakdown lap for the F4 at MotorLand Aragon. And we have one final version coming up, which is full speed driving line version without me talking. Do enjoy. Thanks so much for your continued support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.